What's good, fuckers? It's your boy Magikk. Welcome to the first episode of the year for the Gentleman's Podcast for Wrestling, where we talk about what happened in the past month and we give a tribute to a Mr. Brodie Lee. So stick around.
Oh, when the lights out, this shit is dangerous. Here we are now, so entertain us. Oh, we go stupid.
Fuckers? It's your boys.
You funny.
Back again.
Boy, if you don't.
Back like cooked crack. Yup.
Too much.
Even my connect asked me how I cooked that up.
Well, I'd rather not know.
No.
Anyway, Happy New Year, y'all. You know what I'm saying?
You know, it's Thursday. Y'all know what it means.
You know what that means.
Shit.
And with that said, we'd like to take this time to say rest in peace to Mr. Brodie Lee.
Brodie
John
Lee,
Huber.
yep. John Huber, Brodie Lee, Luke
Harper.
Harper, however you knew him.
Yeah.
He influenced and he inspired and he touched so many people in such positive ways. A soul that was a person that was taken away from us far too soon. He still had so much to offer, not just the business but the world altogether. So rest in peace to him, and shout out to his family, all the love and support, and shout out to all the wrestlers who had the blessing and the opportunity to just share the ring with him and just share the presence with him.
I'd like to also personally recommend the Being the Elite Brodie Lee tribute episode as well, because it was actually quite fantastic to hear. And it wasn't just like with AEW wrestlers, it was also WWE, Impact, ROH that were impacted, no pun intended, with his death. Because, you know, even supposedly with a lot of these wrestlers, they've only known him for a very short amount of time, or they've known him for a decade or so. Yeah. They were so affected by the sudden, death of Brodie. Mm-hmm. I don't know about you guys, but I was waiting for him to return.
Yeah, I was looking for him,
and I remember when I texted you guys, and I swear to God, I basically said, "This is not a joke." Like I'm literally finding this out as we speak.
It literally smacked all of us in the face.
No bullshit.
It was like, wait a minute, what the hell is this? And you know what? I forgot what I think it was Chris Jericho who said it. You know, Brodie Lee, his type of personality, he's up there with the Owen Harts and the Eddie Guerrero.
Yes, he was.
But no, what I mean that is, he's one of those individuals where nobody has anything negative to say about him.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, all they have to say is just positive things, because that's the type of person he was, a positive individual. He gave everybody inspiration and put a smile on people's faces.
True.
As intimidating as he looked, he was a big old teddy bear.
And the tribute show, which I think we're going to talk about a little bit, the tribute show brought a little bit of tear to my eye, because it's just amazing how one wrestler can affect hundreds of others.
And you know, I wasn't expecting it to hit me as hard, but I can definitely say that I haven't been affected by a wrestler's death this hard since Eddie.
Agreed.
Yeah, that's true.
And I appreciated everything he did as a solo wrestler already. And just to hear the person behind that character, it just made it even more heartbreaking for me.
Yeah. Go ahead, man.
And I was going to say, and as funny as this may sound, I actually went on the jointhedarkorder.com website because I thought it was full of shit. It's actually a legit website. It's an actual legit URL.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I thought it was like, oh, this is bullshit. They're just making comedy about it.
Rib.
Okay. This is actually legitimate. I stand corrected.
Yeah,
so
I went there before Brodie was even part of it, just to see what was going on.
So I guess
I was just happy to see him as his own man, if that makes sense. You know, he wasn't part of a tag team. Mm-hmm. He wasn't part of a stable. He was just him. He had his crew, but he was his own man at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I just felt sad because literally in 2020, he debuted on AEW, his own guy, the Exalted One TNT champion, having hella great matches, and then he just drops dead. Like, that is sad.
And like the day after Christmas.
Yeah. A couple of days actually afterward.
No, it was the 26th.
I thought, you might be right.
It was 26.
You might be right.
And when I think about that, I just think about his sons. Because I'm like, y'all just got done celebrating Christmas, and now you got to bury your father.
Literally. Well, this ain't a podcast without introductions. We will talk forever about Brodie. But the only thing I really do want to say before we start introductions, thank you so much, Brodie Lee. Yes. You will never be forgotten. As long as I live, you will not be forgotten.
True that.
With that being said, my name is Samielle. I am representing the greatest area code of all time, representing 773 up in this biatch. I hope you all are having a great day, and if not, make it a great day. My main man to my right is going to be
Chrissy Cross 94, left, right, front, back. You know what it is. Glad to be back every day, every night, 24/7. You know what I'm saying? Holding it down from the south side to the west side, to your side to my side. And on my right, we have question mark.
You have Magikk Harper.
Okay.
I have a big rig, and some people call me Mister, but you can also call me number 69 of the Dark Order.
That's funny.
In tribute to Brodie Lee.
I also do want to say small plug.
Smooth transition.
I also do want to say that a small plug. My apologies, guys. Is that I do Twitch stream every now and again, and my last handful of Twitch streams it's insert day here. Y'all know what that means. And I really do like Luke Harper, Brodie Lee's explanation of what that means. Insert date here. I really liked it because it was like, what does it mean when I say, for example, it's Thursday? You know what that means.
Yeah.
For you, it means something else. For Cross, it means another thing. For me, it means one thing. But the answer is right no matter what we say.
Yeah, and I love that because he never, out of all people that comments on every one of those posts every day, he never said that somebody had a right answer. He never said that somebody had a wrong answer.
It was just, whatever answer you said,
exactly.
yes,
right.
that's the
now,
answer.
Not to switch gears a little bit, but WWE, they caught a little bit of heat with the way, they acknowledged his death. They just put up the screen before each show.
And I was worried.
But you know what?
I was really worried with WWE.
Yeah, but you know what? They cleaned it up because if you go on YouTube or you go on WWE.com, they do interviews with a lot of different superstars and a lot of other personnel, and they explain, their relationship with Brodie.
But the one thing I was worried because during his life, I guess you said, he was released, and shortly thereafter, he was AEW. Now, AEW is blacklisted from WWE, so I'm thinking Michael Cole would be like, well, coming up next, the next match is happening. Oh, yeah, by the way, Brodie Lee died. But coming up next, don't miss this great episode. And I'm just like, as much as everybody's like, oh, WWE's late to the party, I still applaud them for doing the right thing.
Yeah, especially that.
I think, an argument that people really had was not the fact that they was late with it, but all they really did was post up a graphic. And left it up to the wrestlers to basically dedicate whatever dedication they have to Brodie.
New Day will really,
especially Xavier.
Yeah, New Day, Xavier, they were really the only ones who made an effort to, pay tribute to him.
No, Xavier, Ricochet.
Yep.
Ricochet did. He did a discus clothesline for Brodie.
Yeah, okay.
Which I do want to say probably the only times I will ever say this on the podcast. Shout out to Vince McMahon for letting those wrestlers give their tribute to Brodie. When even though he was kind of like, damn it, I shouldn't.
And also,
AEW.
And also allowing AEW to use pictures of Brodie when he was in WWE.
Yeah, I would like to say that. I'm sorry.
You're good. I was done.
I would like to say that this past week, has been peaceful among WWE and AEW fans. The most peaceful.
Yeah.
It's sad that it had to come to such circumstances for it to be this peaceful. But
which I will probably be mentioning in a little bit.
Yeah, but I'm glad that we haven't most of us hasn't made this a WWE versus AEW thing.
All right, man. Let's switch it up. I think
I think we talked enough about our main man. Basically,
we've gotten through.
But other than that, I will do a special. Y'all can't see it, but I'm gonna pull up the claw for Dark Order.
Indeed.
Thank you again.
True.
Thank you again, Brodie Lee, for
And,
everything that you've done.
And it was also obvious that, during that tribute show that all the Dark Order matches they were going to win.
Agreed.
It was pretty obvious. And rightfully so, you know what I'm saying? Not throwing shade.
With that being said, shall we get to our top 5, gentlemen?
Indeed.
Yeah, can I kick it off this time?
Of course.
I am tired of kicking it off. I will be very happy if you do so.
Good. I was going to do it anyway. Anyway. Number 5.
Cinco.
It was Finn Balor versus Kyle O'Reilly.
What a match!
That was-
What a
It was definitely a
fantastic
great
match.
match, but to be perfectly honest, I honestly preferred like the first one over the rematch.
Me too.
They
You
always
know,
say the sequel ain't the bestest.
Because
It
you know
depends.
what,
Depends.
yes, like with this situation, it depends because during the first time when you set the bar so high, it
There's
makes it so
nowhere to go.
difficult to top that.
Ain't nowhere to go.
It's like what else can you do here?
Right.
We know that Finn Balor, I'm saying, he's got a vicious, and malicious side. We know Kyle O'Reilly is a technician specialist. It's like, what can you do that we haven't seen you do with each other
Amen on
last
that.
time? We're gonna love we love the fact that you guys are sharing the square circle again, but it's like, oh, he did that last time. Oh, he's got to watch out for this. Oh, yep, there it is. The only thing
No, you're right.
The only thing that caught me off guard was that Kyle O'Reilly submitted.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that caught me off guard because I legit thought it was going to end in a pinfall.
No, that did caught me off guard, but they did Finn Balor did like a modified crossface, Rings of Saturn, lockjaw. I'm not a lockjaw, my mistake. But he did like a modified crossface when I'm like, oh shit,
Yeah.
That's something that Finn Balor don't ever do.
I like the vicious side that Finn showed. Definitely a side that he needs to show more if he ever goes back up to the main roster, which I clearly know is not going to be anytime soon, which should not be anytime soon.
Knock on wood, y'all. Knock on wood.
Yep. Number 4.
Quattro.
Keith Lee versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship.
I didn't watch it. I heard it was really good.
It was really entertaining, and you know what? Even though he didn't take the W, I'm very proud of Keith Lee for putting up with what he's had to put up with. For, winning a match clean against Randy Orton, to being buried, as usual by like the Miz and Morrison and whatever, to being sent back to the PC, the Performance Center, to coming back to main event Raw Legends Night in a WWE title match. So kudos to him for, dealing with the bullshit, rolling with the punches, and not complaining.
Yes.
Because we all know once you come up from NXT, depending on who you are and who you know, the cards are going to be stacked against you when you
Very
get
much
called
so.
up.
Yeah.
It's so fucking obvious.
There's only a very small handful of people that have actually survived the NXT curse, as one, I guess, would say. One of them is Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, literally. And, respect to Drew McIntyre for, pushing for Keith Lee to get this opportunity. Because he said it in interviews, like, you know what? I want to give this opportunity to him. Because he can put asses in seats with the things that he does.
If only there were literally asses in seats nowadays.
You know what? Let me put it this way.
No, you're right. I know what you're trying to say.
He can put asses on the couch then.
I knew what you were saying from the jump.
He could put asses on the Thunderdome website.
I knew what you was trying to say, bro.
All right, fair enough. As long as the point is received. All right, number 3.
Tres.
And this is more of a moment. This is more of a chance for an open discussion with you guys.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Here we go.
Do you guys personally feel, and feel free to comment in the comment section your opinions as well, guys, listeners. Do you feel that Cody Rhodes builds talent or buries them in his matches?
Builds.
Okay.
God, I almost want to say buried because Magikk say builds, but no. He built talents. It's different.
Because
I feel like AEW, we love interrupting us, don't we?
No,
but I feel like Cody is doing something different, even though he's like this VP of AEW.
Yeah.
He's doing something different that we all wish that WWE would do.
Yeah.
And, I'm a fan of AEW. I'm just going to say it out there. But I also, at the same time, I'm a fan of wrestling. But here's the situation.
And before you talk,
Cody Rhodes is building up these talents. He built Darby Allin, or at least helped them. He built Sean Spears, at least to an extent. He built
Yeah.
Orange Cassidy to that extent.
Yeah.
Chris Jericho, even though he really didn't need it. MJF,
Ricky Starks.
Wardlow, Ricky Starks. Who was that guy? It wasn't Brian Pillman. It was that that other NWA guy.
Jungle Boy?
No, it wasn't Jungle Boy. It was the other NWA. No, it was another guy. I don't remember. But the point is, when he had that
Warlock or something. I don't know.
No.
Shit.
but when he had
Warlock.
that, it was
Warlord or Warlock.
could have been a Wardlock. Oh my god, I feel bad. Oh, I feel bad, fans. But the point being,
Random
is that
superstar, you know who you are.
it's random NWA guy. I apologize. No, but the point was when
Nick Aldis?
Cody Rhodes. I gotta watch that match again. Now that you said it,
Oh, I thought
Nick
that-
Aldis versus Cody Rhodes for the
That's what I
World
thought you were
Champion.
talking about.
That's not the guy I was thinking of.
Okay.
But here's the thing. Cody Rhodes, when he had his TNT Championship match, every time when he had the title belt,
Yeah.
it literally built. Even though he won, it built all these champion guys, all these guys, because you wanted to watch more of them. Look at where Ricky Starks is. Look at where Darby Allin is. Look at where, I'm even going to say it, Powerhouse Hobbs is because of Cody Rhodes.
Now, I'm surprised that you say build, because the past couple of times I remember you said, he's got that Triple H method.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure you remember what I'm talking about. So I'm surprised to hear you say he builds them.
I mean,
Now, I want to say something.
overall-
Can I say something right quick? Congratulations, Cody Rhodes and Brandy,
Oh, yeah.
for your
Oh,
first
yeah.
baby. More ups to you. Many blessings of being a parent, so I've heard.
True.
But as much as I joke about Cody Rhodes burying people, I feel like overall, if I have to choose, he builds more than he buries.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, like Samielle said, there's superstars that probably wouldn't even be where they are today if they didn't have their TNT match with Cody, or
Yes.
if Darby
Fair
didn't
enough.
have his match with Cody on the
Mhm.
first Dynamite.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. Okay. And I technically agree, because like his previous match with Matt Sydal,
There it is. That's one
he, even though he takes the W at the end, I'm good.
Okay.
Appreciate your concern. Even
Oh.
though he takes the W, he still makes his opponent look good
Right.
in the ring. He sells their moves.
But that's how you're
No.
supposed to.
Yeah, I know, but
No.
some stars don't do that.
And that's the unfortunate part. You just said the right thing.
Nothing against Triple H, but he didn't do that every single time.
No, he didn't.
No.
He would do that for certain superstars that he felt could,
I think
carry
we
the
can also
company
say that
forward.
with Randy Orton. Randy
Yeah,
Orton
him too.
is supposedly when he wants to sell for you, he'll sell.
Right. Shit.
If he wants to.
That's the point. He wants to.
Exactly. But okay, we all agree that
We all agree that he builds
more.
more than buries.
All right, moving on. Number 2,
Dos.
Kenny Omega versus Rey Fenix for the
Hell of a
AEW
match.
Heavyweight Championship.
Woo! Hell of a match.
Everybody, I got to give it to Kenny Omega. He could still be, a pompous ass heel, which is good because he's good at his job.
Mm-hmm.
But he could still win the match clean. It's different. That's why, as far as, I don't want to say ratings, but mostly like popularity, between him and Roman Reigns over this past week and a half, Kenny Omega has been a better champion.
Yeah.
Because
Oh my God, you're right.
Because I'm sorry, with that cheap ass fucking win that Roman took by handcuffing Kevin Owens to the cage in a steel cage match, that was cheap as fuck. You could be a heel, but it's like, come on, man. When you hold a certain stature to yourself,
Be smart about it.
exactly. It's like, come on, dog. Like you could have done something better than that. I would have preferred y'all just beat the fuck out of him and he's unconscious and you just walk out like a boss.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just like handcuffing them, like a fucking snake.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, you a big dog. You a snake. Excuse me. You're a big dog, not a snake.
Yes.
But anyway, as you said earlier, that was a hell of a match. Like,
Now, I don't know if you're gonna bring it up for your next part, but it was a little bit too sweet to see the OG Bullet Club back together.
I wasn't going to bring that up.
I actually kind of liked it, but also at the same time, y'all noticed the little bit of reluctance that the Young Bucks had about being like, yeah, okay, we'll join you. Y'all saw that reluctance.
Yeah, and like they were hesitant, but it's like, you know what, his history speaks for itself.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like
No,
y'all,
it's not even history. It's loyalty.
Well, both.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like y'all have had my back, but no one else has. So it's like, fuck it. All right. You know what I'm saying? Just don't leave us in the dark.
Amen on that.
With this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm with you. Just don't leave me in the dark here.
Yeah.
All right. And finally, number 1.
Evil Uno. Jinx, you owe me a soda. No.
You just drank one, you selfish bastard.
Oh, you know.
Anyway. Anyway, number 1 is just a small, you know what I'm saying, a small moment of appreciation to all the wrestlers or wrestling personnel that passed in 2020.
Rest in peace to everyone from 2020.
The list includes Soul Man Rocky Johnson.
Yes.
Lucha Libre legend La Parca. Howard Finkel.
The Fink.
Shad Gaspard.
That's a hero right there.
Hana Kimura.
Hers hurt.
Kamala. One half of the legendary tag team, the Road Warriors, Joseph Animal Laurinaitis.
Oh, what a rush.
Amen to that. Tracy Smothers. Hall of Famer Pat Patterson. And last but not least, Mr. Brodie Lee.
Rest in peace to
all. The wrestling industry has taken so many L's.
And I felt like 2020 wrestling in general felt like it got a lot smaller with all those names and many that you have not said.
Well, yeah, those are just a few.
Yeah.
You know, the list goes on and on, but those are the ones, not to cut you off, those were the ones that, personally hit me the most, especially Shad Gaspard. Yeah.
So, I just really wanted to say with those wrestling personalities that Cross did mention, I did felt like, I, as a wrestling fan, wants to get distracted over the, XYZ reasons that's been happening. Mm-hmm. And to hear the death of Shad, Pat Patterson, Brodie Lee, I felt a little bit smaller along with them.
Yeah.
But not, other than that, if Magikk don't mind, I'd like to go next.
Go right ahead.
I have 2 honorable mentions. The first one is -1, Brodie Lee Jr.
Yep.
This guy, this 8-year-old, is making me laugh the 2 or 3 times he's already been on Dark and AEW. And shout outs to AEW for basically giving him a contract when he becomes of age.
Mm-hmm.
What a professional thing for him to do.
And making Brodie Lee was it Brodie Lee or Brodie Lee Jr. the inaugural TNT champion?
I'll say Junior.
No, the inaugural.
Well, they okay. Well, long story short, they basically gave him the old replica.
Yes.
Okay.
So they retired. So what they did is they retired the old TNT belt with the red strap.
Yeah, they gave him. Yeah. They basically solidified.
They did the right thing.
Yeah, I want to say solidified that that old design is sticking with Brodie.
Yeah. I just want to say that I believe AEW did the right thing again. A tear was in my eye throughout the whole AEW, and I believe that was one of their first 1 million viewer in a hell of a long time.
Yeah,
for them. So Brodie Lee Jr., you have a family, whether or not it is actually your literal family or the AEW family. I hope you realize that at your young age.
I'm sure he does.
My final honorable mention is Mercedes Martinez. No longer the retaliation of Retribution.
Thank God.
Thank God she is this badass. I'm sorry to say this, but thank God she is the badass bitch of NXT. And I hope that once again she goes hella farther than before the Retribution shit.
I agree. I definitely believe she has a lot of potential on her own. And I know you said, she needs like a manager or a mouthpiece.
Yeah, this week after hearing that promo, I feel like she does. And that's not a knock against her. I just feel like, she needs a Paul Heyman.
Well, it's only her first time.
At least first time back in a while.
Right. So maybe she'll do better next time, but you never know. Like not every, beast superstar needs a mouthpiece, but maybe she is one example.
So, as we continue, my number 5
Cinco.
is the new Raw Tag Team Champions, Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin.
I forgot about that.
Now, here's what I liked about that very much. First championship victory for Shelton Benjamin. Whew, the Hennessy is talking. In about 15 years, give or take.
Yeah.
His on his Instagram, I believe, he put 4SG, Shad Gaspard.
Yeah. 'Cause he said his next championship match it would be for Shad.
And look at what happened.
He came through with his promise.
Which, by the way, we talked about Shad Gaspard, but in our last episode, we talked about how much of a hero Shad Gaspard is. I want you guys to understand that he gave up his life so that his son would live on.
Yep.
And I hope that one day that would be me. If that ever comes to it.
Knock on wood.
Knock on wood. But also at the same time, it does kind of further the weird, I don't know, the relationship between Cedric Alexander and the rest of the Hurt business. I think that's why I'm liking it a little bit more than anything else. Because it's kind of like, okay, are they breaking it up? Are they not? I don't want them to break up.
Right, I hope they don't.
Yeah,
it's too soon.
Yeah, it's way too soon. I just hope this is kind of like a coup, a lie, and whatnot.
Right.
Because Cedric Alexander is having the best wrestling moment, at least, of for a while.
Of his career, shit.
Exactly. You know, because he hasn't had this much success.
Not since being Cruiserweight champion.
Not since that.
Yeah, but even with that, you know, you only saw him on 205 Live. It was still wasn't live TV.
Yeah.
Number 4.
Quattro.
Here's the one thing that I mentioned before. Combined, we have about 60 years of watching wrestling combined.
Yep.
And nobody ever caught this. The mention of 7. Evil Uno.
No, I did catch that. I caught that.
My man. Evil Uno wanting to bring Goldust, Dustin Rhodes in. And it was like, you can be number 7.
I cackled so hard.
Oh, I loved it. Now, for those not understanding, in the early 2000s, yes, I'm aging myself, Dustin Rhodes comes back to WCW in this really weird cult child kidnapper gimmick.
Yeah. That was on Halloween of all things.
And he basically, at the end of it, he did this shoot work promo and said, the hell with this. Look at what I'm dressed as. I was just Goldust, and that shit was horrible. And now look at what they had me in. Oh, by the way, my name was 7, by the way. This is bullshit. What the fuck? And for Evil Uno to basically be like, oh, hey, by the way, 7, please join the Dark Order. I loved it.
Yeah, nice callback.
Thank you guys for whoever thought that was smart.
I ain't gonna front. That went over my head.
And not to mention, I think Tony Schiavone was like, oh, he doesn't want to be 7.
But you know what? Now that I think about it, was that promo a work or was that for real?
That's why I said it's a work shoot, because I don't know.
You know, because I'm like, shit.
But maybe it was a work, maybe it was a shoot, because millions of dollars for this like vignette, and for them to be like, oh yeah, by the way, not gonna happen.
Yeah, that had to have been a work, you know. But anyway, continue.
Number 3,
Yes.
Abaddon. Abaddon. The screamer, the real life screamer. For those who don't understand, in a Lost episode I called Abaddon, the screamer come to life. And on YouTube, you would see that type of stuff. You know, oh, how does Star Wars do those sound effects? You know, look closer, but you know, and something just a jump cut screamer. Abaddon has always been a fan of mine, and I think I said this to you one time, Magikk. You tweeted me on something. And I was like, oh my God, get Abaddon away. Wait, I want to see more of her. Abaddon is one of those people that I want to see less of, but also at the same time, I want to see more of. Now, I don't really give a fuck that she's like an Undertaker-style female wrestler. All I know is I like her character very much. I don't know about you guys, but I'm really liking what she's doing. And I really want to see a lot more of that. While seeing a lot less, if that makes any sense.
No, I feel. I mean, like, I ain't got nothing against her. Shit.
But when she is wrestling, who can she wrestle?
I didn't really care for that. Oh shit. What is that fucking movie?
The one against Sheeta?
That little what is it called? Like the spider crawl, like the Exorcist.
I'm okay with
the
that.
Exorcist pose. I mean, like,
No,
I
I'm
feel
okay
like
with
that
that.
was okay, but I feel like she should have like held it for a minute longer, like really sell it. I feel like she's like jumped into it, then like 2 seconds later, she just fell back down.
I think she's also working on that character in AEW as well because there's not really a fan. There's not a lot of fans in Daly's Place. Plaza?
Yeah.
Place? Arena?
Place. I
Yeah,
think.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But other than that, number 2,
Dos.
Roman Reigns. Just Roman Reigns
Yeah.
in general. Like, I fucking... This guy... I said it last week. So nice, I gotta say it twice. This guy is having the best, like, time. Having the best fucking moments in his career. Like, being this... We've been waiting for this forever.
Yeah.
We've been waiting for the heel turn forever. And him basically destroying the hell out of Kevin Owens during, was it TLC?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh my god, him destroying... Sorry, guys.
Beat the shit out of him
He
last
beat
Friday.
the fuck out of Kevin Owens.
Yep.
Like, oh my god. I need to see more of Roman Reigns. I've been wanting to see more of Roman Reigns for like 3 years.
I'm personally looking forward to like when Jimmy Uso fully recovers. I'm looking forward to see like which side he aligns himself with. Will he roll with his family, or will he try and do
He
his own
has
thing?
to.
I think he's gonna eventually roll with the family, but not at first.
He has to, because
Well, I don't know, because you know what?
Not, then this storyline has failed.
Not entirely, bro.
No.
What I mean by that is
why split the Usos, first of all, and second of all, why not? Why tease about being the head of the family if the whole family's not gonna ride with you?
Fuck.
Well, maybe okay. Yeah, that is true.
Fuck, he's got a point.
Yeah, he does have a point, but at the same time, 2 things. Maybe Jimmy has a hard time letting go of certain shit than Jay does, and 2,
Then you fail.
what?
Then you fail.
Let me finish.
At
the same
Hold
time-
up, Magic. Hold up.
At the same time, Jimmy also could have Naomi in his ear.
Or she could join the whole faction too.
She probably not gonna do that.
How do you know that?
I seriously doubt she would.
How do you know that?
I don't know that for a fact, but I have a good feeling deep
Enough
down
said.
that she
All
probably
right, then
would.
you
Enough
but you
said.
don't know.
But you get my point. Though.
I get your point.
Jimmy
but
has outside sources.
But you're not getting my point. Is that
No,
this will be an absolute
I get your
failure?
point. No, I recognize your point, but I'm also
Good.
looking at other outside, aspects at the same time.
Nah, he's right.
And if they go that route, then I've lost complete interest
And that's
in the Roman
and
Reigns
that's fine.
aspect.
And
That
that's
is not fine because you lost a fan.
No, I'm saying that's fine that you're looking at it that way. I'm not saying that's fine if that's the way they go. I'm saying that's fine that the way you're looking at it.
All right, but
True.
Let's just agree to disagree on that.
I mean, we have to. We got to.
Because
Anyway.
Jimmy,
I'll be done after this.
No, you fine.
Jimmy, he's been on the outside looking in at this shit the whole time. You know what I'm saying? He ain't been in Jey Uso's shoes.
Nah,
You know?
he's right.
Okay, and I'm looking at it from a business point. If you want this storyline to be successful, if you want people to look 5 years back from now and be like, that was a good ass storyline. Do not have Jimmy Uso go against the brothers or go against the family for too long. Not for too long.
Like,
right.
I'm saying,
For
like,
too long.
see where it
He's
goes.
right.
I'm not saying, like, that be the permanent decision. I'm saying, like,
Uh-huh.
somewhere deep down, Jimmy looks at Jay like the little brother. Because obviously Jimmy was born first in that whole twin birth or whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It obviously shows. So I'm thinking of it like this. Because he came down to save Jay twice.
Yes,
Right.
he did.
So he's already got some type of vendetta deep down that he's hiding against Roman. Because he don't like the way that he's basically condemned his brother.
Right.
That's true.
So as soon as he's fully recovered, he can say, all right, you beat his ass. Now come try that shit with me. And if you whoop my ass, then I'm with you. But I got it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
As far as that aspect, then we have the same.
You know what I'm saying? We family, but I got some shit to handle with you. Step outside with me real quick.
Okay.
That
as far
side
as
I like. That's what I would like to see personally.
As far as that, I agree with you on that.
Yeah. No,
I'm
100%.
honestly just saying if they don't capitalize off of building an evil version of the bloodline, then this storyline was for nothing. This whole storyline was for nothing.
And don't get me wrong, folks. I'd absolutely love to see, you know what I'm saying, like the full bloodline with Paul Heyman as their mouthpiece. Well, not just their mouthpiece, just like what is he, the advisor or something?
You know what
Some
I'm
type
really,
of like
what I'm
advisor.
really more interested in as far as Paul Heyman is when Brock comes back. What's gonna happen there?
Yeah, that's true.
Oh shit!
Because Paul's gonna have to pick a side.
Right.
I could totally see Paul Heyman be like, oh shit.
I got a feeling that Paul's gonna screw Roman when Brock comes back.
Either that, or he gonna have the bloodline jump Paul out of the bloodline.
Yeah.
Maybe Brock is gonna come and have a face turn. Oh God,
Oh,
that gave me a sour
damn.
taste in my mouth when I said it.
Brock Lesnar face turn. I mean, he was technically a face when he was beefing with Seth Rollins when he was the architect, but still.
Wasn't that because everybody was hating Rollins, or?
Yeah.
Okay. I can't remember.
Anyway, what do you have right? Number one.
Uno.
Uno.
Yep.
There was honestly no better way of putting it over what I saw, but literally, this number one goes out to you guys, to the fans.
I was about to say you gotta say something because they can't see you pointing.
Yeah, I know. I have to point to you guys. To the wrestling fans out there for Brodie Lee. You know what I like about being a wrestling fan?
What is that?
You know, us fans, we come together. We're as one. We enjoy wrestling.
Mm.
Do you know what I hate about wrestling fans? Only certain things we come together as one.
Yeah.
And I said it in a tweet. I said something along the lines of WWE and AEW come together as one because of the death of Brodie Lee. It didn't matter about who's beating who. It didn't matter about ratings. We became one. And for this day in particular, we became one. I wish there was more times where it was like, fuck you, you don't like WWE, or fuck you, AEW, all the way because fuck you. I wish it was just wrestling.
And you know what? This is not the only example of that.
Mm-hmm.
The 90s, Monday Night Wars, when Owen Hart died.
Mm-hmm.
WCW and WWF at the time, they said, hey, you know what? Fuck the ratings, fuck the differences. You know what I'm saying? A man died doing what he loved, doing what we love. And, you know, if you go on the internet, just look up Owen Hart's funeral.
Yep.
You see WWF superstars interacting with WCW superstars at the funeral, hugging, embracing each other.
Because at the time, it didn't matter.
Exactly. So
just
it's
like now.
So I agree.
Right.
Like, it shouldn't be what you said earlier. It shouldn't be when, you know, it's a tragic situation where folks get together.
No, definitely.
I remember a time, the only reason I'm saying that, I remember a time WWE had, you know, what is your favorite WWE show? Reply for Raw, retweet for SmackDown, like for NXT. And I replied a GIF of AEW. The many cyber bullies that were like, oh, fuck you. You're an AEW apologetic. You're team AEW. Why the fuck are you replying to this? And now all of a sudden, those same guys were probably liking what I was saying because of Brodie Lee. It's just like, can we have more of this, please? It's not WWE fans, AEW fans, Impact fans. It should be wrestling fans in general.
Yeah, but
and
you know
Impact
what?
fans, no, I'm playing.
And Impact fans, you're right.
And Ring of Honor fans. But you know what? You already know you're gonna have your internet trolls on there anyway.
And that's the unfortunate part. I wish there was a lot less internet trolls because there'd probably be one more wrestling personality that'd be alive today. And I wish to not get into it. However, I yield the rest of my time to Magikk.
All right, kiddies. Let me tell you my top 5 here. All right, we are going to go with my number 5. No honorable mentions this time around.
Oh,
yeah.
Breaking news.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie. I was too lazy. So.
Well, that's not something you want to admit.
Hey, I'm going to be 100% honest with my people here.
Whatever.
You know, there's times where I don't feel like, you know, coming up with more than 5, and this is one of them.
You know what? Honesty is key.
Whatever.
So, my number 5 is
Cinco.
The Firefly Inferno match between Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt.
Ooh, that was a good match.
Now,
yeah,
everything after, I have different feelings about that.
I felt some type of way.
This whole the whole storyline after, I have different feelings about that. But this match, I don't know why people shit on this match.
I know why.
As much because it was actually good for what it was.
No, but I know why.
Like
it wasn't a true inferno. English. It wasn't a true inferno match where the ring was surrounded by flames.
Yeah,
That's
I can
why
see
people
that.
had a problem.
No,
with
and
it.
I can see that. But at the same time, we wouldn't have the same spots that we had in that match if those were conditions.
But
Yeah.
also
we,
true.
we wouldn't have had Randy Orton sitting in the Sister Abigail chair,
But
being damn near burnt to shreds.
but here's the situation though, Magikk. Hindsight is 20/20 though. But when the match started, it was like, where's the fire? But then seeing it as it progressed, then it was like, oh, I see why. But at first, it was kind of like, what the hell?
And also, you gotta. I don't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead.
No, all I was gonna say was, if you remember, not Fox. USA is already pissed off with WWE and Vince with how low their ratings are. They want more adult content.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see how WWE is trying to give you more adult content, but at the same time, they still have to attend to the younger audience.
Yeah.
So they can only do so much.
Yep.
And to be honest, as far as the fire thing, the only thing I disliked about that was that they waited until Bray lifted his arms up to start the fire. That's the only thing that I didn't like about that match. Because it's like,
oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Because that made it seem so cheesy to me.
True.
But everything else I liked about it, the fucking RKO while Bray was on fire was
Now
just
that was sick.
magnificent.
That was sick.
That's probably the third greatest RKO. I said it was the third greatest RKO behind Evan Bourne and Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
Yep. Right.
It was a good match overall. Now, as much as I don't like how they've been executing the angle afterwards, I'm still anxious to see where it's gonna go and how the Fiend or Bray Wyatt is gonna come back.
Yeah, I mean, like, shit, he'll probably come back with, like, some burn scars or some shit.
Like,
That'd be weird.
other than that, and, like, the whole mannequin switch that they did at the end of the match.
Which was obvious.
Yeah. But other than that, I enjoyed everything about it.
Amen on that.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, number 4
Quattro.
is Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens in their TLC match. That shit was brutal. And it showed, I love how it showed that nobody really had Kevin Owens' back, and, you know, it echoed what he said towards the beginning of the storyline, that he doesn't have friends. Because it showed here. It showed, as much interference that we got from Jey Uso, it showed here. As much input that we got from Paul Heyman, it showed here that, you know, nobody was
down
Kevin
for him
at this time.
No one was down for
Yeah,
it.
Now-
because it's like, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that there has been like reports about Damian Priest being Kevin Owens' new best friend.
Ew.
I don't like that.
I'm like, why? For what? You know?
But
Because, like, Kevin Owens, and that's the reason why he doesn't have any, quote, friends, because he's all his past, you know, friendships, he's turned on everybody.
yeah,
Ooh, let me get
He's shown that he doesn't play well with others. Or he's going to use you, he's going to ride you until you can't be ridden no more.
I don't know.
Pause.
This kind of makes me this kind of makes me wish that Sammy would just turn face and join Kevin again. But I don't know if I'm ready for that for Sammy. You know,
Yeah, I'm not. Sammy, he's
he's a good ass heel.
Yeah, he's a good ass heel because he annoys the fuck out of me, so he's good at his job.
But I do miss him being annoying with Kevin, though. I will say that.
Yup.
Yep.
I'm so mad I didn't invest in one of those shirts, man.
Man, well, you probably still could get one. You have to get it
Hopefully.
off, like, you know, Amazon
eBay,
or some
right?
shit.
Amazon.
Yep. Hold me tight.
But
That's what.
Hug me! Hold me tight! I remember that. Oh my god, that was so stupid.
But yeah, all of
Oh my
those
God.
table spots were brutal. The power bomb he gave to Kevin, that Roman gave to Kevin on the ladder, was brutal.
Yep.
I loved everything about it. I loved the fact that Kevin would not give up until Roman had to choke him out on top of the ladder.
Yeah. But that also takes me back to that, you know, that steel cage match. I'd rather Roman, you know, like, low blow Kevin a dozen times than handcuff his ass to the cage.
Yeah,
That's also
You know,
true.
because, and I'm sorry to keep interrupting you.
right.
You know, Roman has such a high stature of himself and his character. You know, you could be a heel, that's cool, but once you start doing like snake moves, it's hard for folks to look at you like a monster.
He's been doing snake moves this whole time.
No, I mean like, okay, like there's snake moves, you know what I'm saying? Like doing a low blow and all that shit. That's cool. That's what a main heel does. But I'm like, I don't know. I guess I'm just having a tough time, you know, swallowing that pill of, you know, using handcuffs and handcuffing somebody so you can like get out of the cage.
True,
I guess I'm just having a hard time with that one.
true.
You know what I'm saying? I'd rather just have you, and like I said earlier, have you and Jay stomp the dude out and you walk out like a beast. Or just
True
stand
that.
over his, you stand over him, spit on him, do whatever the fuck you gotta do. But I'm like, I made my point. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to, you know,
No, you're right.
yeah.
I'm
I'm
I
sorry.
think that's all I had to say. No, you good. I think that's all I had to say for the match anyway. Hold on. I'm sorry. My notes have disappeared from me. Number 3.
Yes.
My boy Big E Langston winning the Intercontinental Championship.
Oh, I forgot about that. Oh my God, he needed that.
I laughed my ass off when the first thing he did when he won was got right in Corey Graves' face.
Oh man.
I
Basically,
laughed my
I told
ass
you
off.
so.
Yep. And you know what? Good on Corey for you know extending his hand like you did. You did. Congratulations. You're still a bitch, but congratulations. That was basically his facial expression.
That was kind of like the same thing with Chris Jericho and Snoop Dogg, right?
Yeah, right.
Like,
I
I hate this guy.
that guy.
I can't believe it. How are you doing? Oh, how you doing, Snoop Dogg? Nice to meet you, by the way. I still hate you.
I still hate that guy. That son of a bitch.
But yeah, I'm glad to see that they're giving him the push that he should have gotten a long time ago.
Amen.
It's good to see him with some singles gold around his waist
Bro.
for ever since. Goodness gracious,
Forever.
Damn,
Right,
since 2014, 15?
something
Shit.
like that. God,
But, you know, Paul Heyman, he really hit the nail on the head during, what is it, Wrestle Talk?
talking smack.
Talking Smack?
Said Wrestle Talk.
Yeah, I'm
Different podcast.
Yep, shout out to
It's
them,
okay.
by the way. Shout out to them, by the way. You know,
Support
But,
Wrestle
yeah,
Talk.
support Wrestle Talk. Give them a subscribe. During Talking Smack when he was talking to Big E, he made a really good point. You know what I'm saying? Like, you no longer have. It's no longer, you know, the New Day. It's just Big E. You don't represent, you know, Kofi and Xavier. You represent yourself. Yeah, you'll always have their back, but it's about you now. And he said, I see you as a Roman Reigns in the future of WWE.
Yeah,
because he basically said, you know, when people mention Big E, they mention the New Day. But when was the last time you heard somebody mention Roman Reigns and nobody even bothered to mention the Shield? I paraphrased it. I apologize, but his main point was
that's basically what he said.
yeah, you know, I paraphrased it.
Yeah,
but
no, you're right, dude.
he was like, you know what? Folks won't even like acknowledge the New Day, you know, in a year or two from now, because you will have so much success in your career just being on the path that you're on. All you need is your name.
I love Heyman. And
Okay, that was random.
Because he's completely wrong about that statement. I know where he was going with it, but he's completely wrong about that statement because I feel like the Shield is probably the best stable they've came up with, period.
Oh, very true.
Since DX.
Oh, it's been a while.
No,
You're
like
right.
I agree with that,
So-
but it's like, you know what? But at the same time, though, all three of those Shield members, all three of them, they can stand on their own legacies and not even have to mention the Shield.
Right about that.
I didn't say that they can't.
No, I wasn't.
You know,
I wasn't
just-
saying that. I wasn't saying that's what you're saying, but you know, I still make my point though. You know, their accomplishments speak for themselves. You know what I'm saying? Minus the Shield. Like, yes, the Shield was obviously one of my favorite facts. Maybe I'm saying something. Maybe I'm not. You know,
I
comprehending what you're
feel
saying.
no, because I feel like this is like two different scales as far as comparing Big E with the New Day with Roman and the Shield. Because one, and I hate to say it like this, I really hate to say it like this, I really, really hate to say it like this, but you did not see Seth Rollins losing to Brock Lesnar in 8 seconds.
No.
No, you didn't.
Like, those are really two different legacies you can compare to. I love the fact that he did that to push Big E to the moon. That's the biggest thing I love about Heyman, is that no matter who he goes against, no matter who he tries to shit on, he will always put them over at the same time as he's shitting on you. I love that about Heyman. But I feel like, I don't know, I hope that his legacy, grows out of the New Day.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure.
I hate that you're right about that.
And I love the fact that, New Day is still promoting each other even though they're on different brands. But
at the end of the day,
I guess I'm just saying, I just hope that, those words become true as far as what Heyman said.
At the end of the day, I do hope that Big E can stand on his own 2 feet.
I'm sure that he can. He's proven it. All he just needs is, the right opportunities. And for somebody to, push him in those opportunities. Because there's so many different examples in the past. It don't matter how much, talent, it don't matter how much potential you have, it don't matter how much, charisma you have. If Vince don't see nothing in you, he ain't gonna use you.
Cesaro.
Exactly. Cesaro. Shinsuke. No matter
just name two off the bat.
You can name a bunch of
should have been had that match with Lesnar, but
right, shit, man. Hell, Ricochet, he's one.
Oh my! Sorry.
I know. That was another,
Retribution. Sorry.
Don't start.
I can start for about 20 minutes.
But my point. Jesus. My point still stands. Keith Lee, shit, to an extent.
That's to be determined.
Yeah, but still, he sent the man back to PC.
Anyway.
Yeah, so he can learn the Vince way of being a big guy.
What was the?
Anyways,
there was not that man needed to learn. But anyways,
what number were you on?
That's because Keith doesn't wrestle the way Vince wants big guys to wrestle.
So
that was the report.
Big guys are supposed to dive over the top rope?
Apparently, the Vince no.
Taker did it. So what was his excuse?
He's Taker.
That's Undertaker.
Get the fuck out.
That's his love buddy.
Whatever.
Anyway, what number were you on, Magikk?
Dos.
That's
where were we?
Ironic that it's number 2.
What is it?
Because this entry is too sweet.
Okay.
I knew you were going to do it. I knew it, you son of a bitch. I knew you were going to do it.
Leave your own apartment.
But, okay. Goodbye. Enjoy this dead air.
All right.
But yeah,
I'm gonna be over here if y'all name me.
But my second entry is, if you haven't gotten it by now, is Bullet Club reuniting at the end of AEW Dynamite.
As Wrestle Talk would say, there are 444 for life.
How many fours you want to count?
Right. Four.
Yeah, just seeing them put the 2 suites together was just epic by itself.
Yeah.
By itself, Gallus Anderson being there was just enough, because it's another invasion angle.
Yeah.
And it seems like they're handling the invasions angles way better than WWE were, if you ask me.
And I'm just gonna say it again: the reluctance between the Young Bucks putting up the 2 suite.
Yeah.
Woo.
That seems so
loyalty.
I love that. Yeah, that's why I kept quiet when you was talking about it, because we needed some time for me to talk about it when I said it, not to sound cocky.
But again, no, you're right. But it's loyalty.
Yeah, I loved how they was just like, "What are you doing? You're not supposed to go ahead and jump him. Oh wait, he's fucking with you. Hold on, super kick. Yeah. Oh, you're not supposed to do that, man.
Yeah. It's like, what the hell? What are you trying to do? Oh, you trying to mess with my brother? Okay, what the hell, man? What the hell?
Bring your 2 sweet over here, God damn it, shit.
Yeah, right.
It's like, fuck, I don't want to do it.
Right.
Ugh, whatever.
This one time, God damn it.
Yeah, I
thought we moved on after we did AEW.
Right. Shit.
I love to see where this is gonna go, though.
Oh, same.
Shit. I don't know who else they could add to it, though. That's thing.
It. No,
that's
honestly,
it, right?
that's it.
Damn.
They calling it the Super Elite, but no. This is it.
I'd kind of like to see more no, you're good. I kind of want to see a counter invasion. I kind of want to see AEW invade Impact after this.
That's the only. You know what? And I hate to get off topic with the wrestler that was not even involved with this.
I kind of interpreted myself, because technically Kenny already did. You know,
I mean, that if you call that an invasion.
Well, okay,
but
you get what I'm trying to say.
There was a theory that was brought up on my Twitter, and I can agree with it. I
was
would
his
love
name
it.
Austin?
No. I see what you did there.
Yeah, I'm glad one person caught that. I would have had to leave if nobody caught it.
No, because I was trying to remember what I was saying. I was like, damn, that was a good joke. Sean Spears.
Yeah.
The fucking interview he had with Tony Schiavone.
Schiavone,
Schiavone,
Shalom,
whatever the fuck Chris Jericho wants to pronounce it this week. But yeah, that interview he had where he was like, damn, what the hell did he say? Basically paraphrasing, like, if this company doesn't accept me, then I can go somewhere where they'll appreciate me.
Right.
Somebody was like, what if he appears on Impact and invades that way? That. And I would like that too, actually. And like he wrestles an Impact for a bit, and then he leads Impact to a full-on invasion. Like I would accept that. I would accept that, honestly.
That'd be good.
I guess,
But I'm still ready to see what this Bullet Club reunion is going to lead to, especially if New Japan's involved. If New Japan's involved, that could lead to a couple of avenues. That could lead to like all of Bullet Club being together, or that can lead to new Bullet Club going against the old Bullet Club. So
but still, it's like it's so.
Go ahead.
I'll wait till you're done.
No, I was just gonna mention that plus they plus they mentioned Kota Ibushi already.
Yeah.
So there's a possibility that they're still trying to work out some kinks to where they could work with New Japan. So the possibilities are damn near endless.
I find it just ironic that you got all the Bullet Club soldiers. You know what I'm saying?
Just not the leaders.
Yeah, like the OGs are all in WWE, and they can't have any part of it.
All right,
I just find that so fucked up.
All you got is Kenny Omega and Cody.
Right. No, that's funny. That's funny as hell.
I swear though. You got the young blood leaders.
Not to knock them, but you got probably the two. Well, I ain't gonna say the two least recognized leaders, because I feel like the two least recognized leaders is probably Adam Cole and Jay White. Not to knock them.
No, I get it.
But, as far as like...
Adam Cole, he was a pretty solid, Bullet Club leader in his day.
Yeah, but if you, like,
compare him to, like, Finn.
Right,
and,
every leader.
AJ.
Right. AJ, Finn, compare him to Cody. Like, as far as being a leader of Bullet Club, you won't really, see him as that.
I didn't follow Cody as leader of Bullet Club that
I didn't
much.
thought of him as a leader.
He was a good leader.
Okay. Now, wait a minute. Hangman Page, he was in the Bullet Club for.
Yeah, he was in Bullet Club. He just wasn't leader.
Yeah, like he was one of the foot soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
That's one way of putting it.
Shit, I wonder why he wasn't out there.
Wasn't Kenta leader?
Kenta, I don't believe was ever Bullet Club.
No, he was.
I don't believe him to be.
He was.
I think he was part of Bullet Club Killer.
How many damn clubs are this? God, this is like fucking
NJPW.
It's like fucking NWO.
Yeah,
how many WOs are there?
No, but there was
Japan
no. At one point in time, there was actually a group called the Bullet Club Killers.
Shit.
Oh,
They were trying to
Kevin
kill
Nash.
off. Yeah. But anyways, your evil
I'm
Uno.
about to look this
There's
up.
the Bullet Club.
Who cares about that? You're evil Uno, motherfucker. No.
There's Bullet Club. There's like Bullet Club.
There's JOD.
There's fucking the Elite Club.
Right,
like,
G.O.D.
There's
GOD.
the Villain Club. Like
That's mostly Tomatonga and
Villain Club, that's Marty Scurll.
yeah.
I can't keep up no more.
But there's JOD, but that considers Tomatonga and Meng and one other guy. Oh God, what the fuck was his name?
I'm Cross. That's all I know.
I'm Samielle.
Right. I don't have a club.
I'm drunk.
Somehow I created the new term allegory.
Whatever.
My man's AI coming to you. Hey, y'all not gonna know it now, but wait till about a year from now, you gonna get that reference. My man's AI over here is killing shit.
Funny as hell. All the OGs, all the Bullet Club OGs are in WWE, but
Kenta might be in AEW if they start working with New Japan.
Why not? Fuck that. Why not?
Ooh. Y'all need to get this deal over with, my nigga.
What's our Evil Uno? Evil Uno!
I kept y'all in suspense for too long.
Shit.
You kept the suspense. We need to know your Evil Uno.
Shout out to Tony Schiavone for trying to make these connections now. You know what I'm saying? So they can
Tony
boost
Khan.
up. I said Tony Schiavone. Shout out Tony Schiavone too, but shout out Tony Khan.
So Tony Schiavone, what you got for us this week? I know you said you got some superstars. It's Sting.
Oh, fuck you. Anyway, shout out Tony Khan for building those bonds and those relationships, and plus he's got Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega who have connections with New Japan, so he's got people.
And I'm sorry because I keep detracting from my first entry on my list, but it's like I'm kind of glad that he's open to working with other companies.
Yeah,
because
yes,
I now I feel like it's with the wrestling world. It's like the Avengers going against Thanos. That's what it's starting to look like now.
The Avengers going against fucking Marvel.
Vince McThanos.
Jeez. All right,
we've
pulled away from it long enough. What's number one?
I'm gonna keep it nice and simple. Both of the Brodie Lee memorials from WWE and AEW.
Fair enough.
Which I'm still gonna say it. Vince did the right thing eventually.
Definitely, yeah.
Keyword eventually.
I'm sure he wanted to keep it under wraps, but with John Huber Brodie, having so much of an impact to all these wrestlers, there's no way you could have kept silent about this.
Right.
Yeah.
Like there's certain wrestlers, but not Brodie.
And I find it funny because his wife basically said that I don't know where all these reports are coming from that he disliked WWE with a passion. The only thing that was a problem was that they couldn't agree on his creative differences, but he loved that company.
Oh, with a passion.
So
because he loved doing, he loved being in the ring.
He loved his craft.
Right, and that was his dream job overall, and he got to live
it
out.
I do want to mention one thing, and I know we're talking a hell of a lot about Brodie Lee, but
it's worth it.
Right.
Was it SmackDown or was it SummerSlam? Or excuse me, Money in the Bank when it was in town for us.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The first time that we heard the Bludgeon Brothers theme live.
It was Money in the Bank.
My God, I don't know about you guys, but my heart felt that theme song.
And I fuck with that theme song heavy.
But to see Brodie Lee and now Redbeard, the now known as Redbeard, with the entrance and that theme song, who doggy? Like thinking about it, I'm having goosebumps.
I wish they had more time together, man.
Yeah, because that was another perfect example of a tag team where you know what your partner's thinking, you know what your partner's gonna do, and you're right there with them to do it.
Man, and to see him ball up during the Brodie.
Shout out to Redbeard for that goodbye for now.
That's what I damn near lost
hurt.
It. Yeah. I damn near lost it right there.
That had to hurt Redbeard more than it hurt us.
Especially when he started crying. That's when I lost it. I was like, good God.
And I'll say it again. Brodie affected hundreds of wrestlers.
Yeah. Have you guys seen Bray's Instagram post?
I have to look at it again. But I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he was basically saying, well, not the same thing as Eric, but like, we were supposed to grow old together and, just
70 years old, bald, we can't do this anymore.
Yeah, my man.
Yeah. Eric Rowan, Xavier Woods, and shockingly, Eddie Kingston.
The King?
Yeah, Eddie Kingston. He,
I love how he handled it during the memorial.
Yeah, well,
I thought he was going to lose it.
No, not even just on the show.
After the show,
yeah, backstage. Because if you looked at the tribute video, man, he said some shit.
Yeah,
I gotta watch it.
I had to pause and sit for a minute. I'm like, damn. I always knew he was a good, speaker, but he said some shit.
But the King is one crazy son of a bitch, though.
Yeah, because
because when he said, locker room leader,
you know what I'm saying? Because when he said, what took my father, so and so years to finally say he loves me.
Yeah, 50-something years.
Yeah, it took him 50-something years for him to acknowledge that he loves me.
Yep.
I was like, God damn, man.
Well, there's there's been a lot of positives with wrestling. We unfortunately have to talk about the negatives, and out of respect to those with headphones, I'd rather not shout "You done fucked up." I'd just rather go into it. I don't know about you guys. I think I could talk about Goldberg as much as I want to, but I can't. To the articleist who basically said that AEW was covering up Brodie Lee's death, I give you a big hearty go fuck yourself until you die. I don't care how Brodie Lee died. I really don't. The fact that a 41-year-old guy that basically had double lung failure, that had that could have gone farther but couldn't because of XYZ reasons, it's affecting me right now. Like, I don't know if you guys can hear it in my voice, but it's affecting me. And to hear that it was like, oh, it's a cover-up. Fuck no, I don't give a damn if it was a cover-up. I wanted Brodie to come back like today, if he could have, but he can't no more because he's 6 feet under as we speak. I wanted him to return, maybe win the world championship belt, maybe even Redbeard finally make a debut and team up. But for Brodie to die on that certainty, and to the Jagoff that I will not name, to basically say it's a conspiracy, it's a cover-up, the wife was saying something else, a basic fuck you to that guy. You have no right to put out a conspiracy article on his death. Who cares? I don't care if Jim Ross knew that he had double lung failure. I don't care if Cody Rhodes knew that he couldn't get a transplant for his lung. What I knew is that I wanted him to be in that ring yesterday. Actually, at the time of this recording, yesterday on the 6th. Not to hear that he's 6 feet under and -1 is making me laugh. Nothing against -1. But I want to see Brodie. So a big fuck you to that articleist. Not a you done fucked up. You deserve a fuck you.
Well said. Definitely well said.
Yeah.
And I get stuff together. I 100% agree with you. You know what I'm saying? There's hidden below the belt, and then not even just hidden below the belt. There's just striking a new low. And it's like, you know what, you're doing anything just to get, a reaction. You're doing anything just to get publicity. And it's like, you know what, at the end of the day, you got to look yourself in the mirror and say, are you proud of yourself? Was it worth it? So you know what? Yeah,
I hope you regret. I know that guy's not regretting it, but I hope in the future that he's like, why did I post that?
And you know what? There's nothing else to say but fuck him. There's nothing else to say but fuck them. Simple as that. All right.
And I really wanted to talk about Goldberg, but I couldn't.
Well, you can.
I can't.
You just choosing not to.
I choose not to.
Like, fuck it. I'll talk about him.
Thank you.
Shit. I loved Goldberg, man. 97, 98, 99, 2000.
That was a good year.
When did he debut? Was it 03, 04?
Yep.
03, 04, 05, 06. I loved him. Hell, even when he came back to beef with Brock Lesnar, loved him because he did it for his son. Loved him. Now
that was supposed to be a one and done.
Yeah, now it's like, dog, why the fuck? And it's classic Vince all over again. Why the fuck are you bringing the stars from yesterday and bumping them to the front of the line in front of superstars who deserve those championship opportunities?
Oh, yeah.
Personally, right. I believe, now that Keith Lee had his opportunity, I believe Sheamus should be next in line for it.
I can see that.
You know what I'm saying? Or a fucking Jeff Hardy or something. I don't know, somebody. Hell, Bobby Lashley. Shit. I don't know, but you get my point. You've got superstars from yesteryear that are bumping to the front of the line to get a championship opportunity just because of who they are. And it's nothing against, Goldberg and all that he's done for the industry. But it's like, dog, you had your chance. Let me rephrase that. You had your time in the square circle, bro. You're a fucking Hall of Famer. You ain't got nothing else to prove. You know, it's already shown in that travesty match with The Undertaker at that Super Showdown. You ain't got a whole lot left in the tank when that match is going past 10, 15 minutes.
Boy.
Oh, no fucking shit.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't even have to say Undertaker. Just go to Fiend.
Well, whatever.
If you can't do four fucking spears and then lift a man for a jackhammer, go home.
Hey, you literally showing you ain't got that much left in the tank. Your ass really probably has an oxygen tank on standby once you get off the fucking ring.
That jackhammer looked like a goddamn suplex.
That almost killed the guy.
Not the one on the Undertaker, the one on the Fiend.
But you get my point though, man. It's like, you know what, dude? I love you, but I'm starting to lose, you know what I'm saying, like my respect for you.
No, I lost all respect from after Super Showdown, to be honest.
Yeah, well, you know what, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, you know what, dog?
Because I feel like the reasoning behind the Fiend being
accurate,
being technically buried by you is because you want the children. You think it would be good for the children, and
it's not.
The children love the Fiend.
You must have forgotten how the company, how the way wrestling works as far as putting people over. You put over for the future, which is what you didn't do, which you completely went against that because you thought it was good for the children. 2, what children are checking for you, bro? You haven't been here for 10 years. What children are checking for you?
Right. Wow, we all agree on a few
and
things.
The fact that you use children as your reasoning
how democratic
for your selfish fucking antics to get a championship belt, you use children as your fucking reason?
The kids don't even...
That's why I lost all respect for Goldberg, and I will not fuck with any type of Goldberg shit anymore in my life, bro.
Man, how democratic of us to agree on something.
But like low key though. Think about it.
Pissed me the fuck off, man.
No more Henny for you, but anyway.
No, that's how I truly been feeling about Goldberg, bro.
That wasn't Henny when I was talking.
I'm fucking with him. I know that. No, but like, and even to be technical with it, the kids today that are watching this shit, you know what I'm saying, the 10, 11, and 12-year-olds,
they don't know who you are. My bad.
You basically said it. You were more loud with it, but you made your point. You basically said what I was going to say. They was born literally like in, fucking like 2000.
The wrong time.
2001, 2003. You know what I'm saying? They weren't old enough to know who the fuck Goldberg was.
Right, shit, they was just being born when your ass was getting booed out the company with Brock Lesnar. So what the fuck you talking about?
All right, nigga, don't fall over. But anyway.
Nigga, I'm walking straight.
Barely.
I bet. You walking straight back to the bottle. You fucking drunk.
Anyway. This is for the children.
Okay. Before he starts drinking all that, I might as well take a little bit of that just so he doesn't have all of it.
Pay attention, children. This is what happens when you drink Hennessy. But anyway.
By the way, we do not condone anybody under the age of 21 to drink. And if you are of age, please drink responsibly.
And I don't condone anybody over the age of 45 to use children as a reason for their selfish antics.
God damn.
I think somebody else loaded the chopper and decided to let it go tonight.
It's not... Okay, so it wasn't me saying the fuck you to the articleists. Okay.
Yeah, right.
Fuck him too.
Usually...
Everybody gets a fuck you in this year.
Usually I'm the one with the loaded gun and going off. That was his.
Yeah, well, you picked the right target today.
Yeah, well, that's fine.
By the way, we're not pulling up the lost episodes about Sunny, right? Because damn, I can talk about her.
Where the hell did she come from?
Let me talk about this cum burping bitch that's so ugly that porn stars want to finish on themselves.
Nobody gives a fuck about her.
Okay.
Anyway, okay.
Probably arrested as we speak.
I don't give a shit.
I'm gonna get so much heat years down the line when this pops up again.
Bro, she's had so many fucking people talk about okay. She's had so many people fucking shit on her and her name. She looks at it and smiles about it because she sees she's still relevant to somebody. So it's like, you know what? It ain't really hurting her. It's like, hey, I'm still relevant. I'm like, bitch, I don't care about you.
I see Donald Trump rumped off of you. Anyway.
So, we've been very democratic about a few things, but,
Hey,
you know,
wrestling has its politics too.
I don't even have a negative point because y'all brought them both up, so I don't.
but we got to talk about one thing in particular. This is roughly our 1 year anniversary doing this podcast.
Yeah.
So, I'd like to
almost.
Almost. We're at that month where it is our 1 year. Mind you, we did not have 52 episodes like we probably thought, but episodes we had, and it's been about a year. It seemed like literally almost yesterday where we were did this podcast, and you know, it felt like we were not ready to do it, and ready we kind of became. So
we forced ourselves to be ready.
We forced ourselves to be ready. We tried a few things, failed.
To be honest, not to interrupt you, but to be honest, like we've been talking about a podcast for like maybe like a year before.
Few more, yeah.
And
you
know, we
years.
Finally just said screw it and did it. You know,
Yeah.
I just like to say
sometimes you just gotta say, you know what, fuck it, let's try it now.
Yeah, I just like to say that I am. While I am still surprised the little audience that we do have, I am very happy at the audience that we do have.
I was gonna say, man,
So,
big audience, little audience. The fact that we have an audience, period. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's still a blessing because you know what? There's nowhere to go from here but up.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And I just like to say in the future, yes, we will be, when we get popular enough, we will be accepting bookings at WrestleCons.
Hey.
We will be saying yes to Wrestle Talk, to What Culture. I personally might even say yes to an interview with Jim Cornette. But
let's do a special anniversary episode. I just looked at our channel while we were talking.
Mm-hmm.
It's the 31st.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So let's plan something for that. Let's do something special.
Let's do it. Yeah.
All right.
But other than that,
bridge when we come
other than that, this 1 year with the podcast has been very weird, interesting, roller coaster wise, you know. But I will say that I would not change it for the world because I am with friends that mean a lot to me. You guys have been basically been the glue to my life over the last handful of years. So I would not change it for the world.
Definitely.
I'm trying to take you serious, even though you just drank a fifth of Henny. But anyway.
Coming from the guys that I've known for over 5 years.
No, like
to be for real.
mutual.
Not like to be for real. Like I'm glad to have started this podcast with you guys, and I really couldn't have picked two other people to, start this podcast with, and have as much fun with. It's good that we could all come together, and I can honestly say that we all look forward to having these episodes. And
we look forward to you guys listening. And
I can speak. I know I'm speaking for myself. I don't know if I'm speaking for y'all, but having these podcasts is a bit therapeutic in a sense.
Yeah.
I agree.
It makes me feel good. To just sit down and talk to you guys about this type of shit.
Yeah, no, I agree because it's actually amazing to hear the differences that we have. We agree. We disagree. And even in our lost episodes that may hopefully be aired one of these days, knock on wood.
It will.
About how you will always hear me saying how democratic of us because it seems like we agree on a few things. Mm. But other than that, it's just nice to see that we combining 60 years of wrestling, how we all can agree and disagree on certain things.
Mm-hmm. And we can still, move on with it and not argue with each other like little sissies on Twitter.
No, we ain't little bitches.
I'm sorry, the gun's still loaded.
I hate these assholes. I'm just here for this bullshit.
I'm just here to eventually make money.
I hate all you bastards.
Right, I hate all you motherfuckers. Nah, I'm joking, man. You know what? Everybody out there knows. I still hate these guys.
Actually, I only met these guys a year ago. I never met these guys 5 years ago.
I was actually going to say it's going to be my last time. I'm quitting after tonight.
Damn, son. They didn't even get your replacement yet.
That was my point.
I
don't want you. I want you to struggle.
You want us to lip across until we get ourselves together.
You're my friend. You're my friend and all, but I want to see you fail.
Damn.
No, but shit. Everybody here knows how I feel, man. It's like, you know what? It's always a pleasure. And you know what? I don't look at this shit as a job. I don't look at it as a responsibility. I look at it as something I love to do because you know what? I've loved wrestling ever since I was learning to walk. I was cutting promos with a damn spoon in my mama's kitchen.
Shit, I had my own wrestling organization. Come on,
I swear to God. But you know what? It's always such a amazing feeling when you can discuss something that you love with somebody who loves it just as much as you do.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? That's what makes it so much special. And you can talk about this shit for fucking hours with a person.
Literally.
Regardless of what it is. You know, if you guys share a common bond about something, then more power to y'all.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying?
And more power to all you guys. More power to the Wrestle Talks. More power to the Christian miracles out there. Yep. We thank you for giving us a backbone.
Amen. Now, you brought him up. You brought up his name, so I got to mention something.
Okay.
I was on scrolling through Facebook because the three of us are part of different wrestling groups, and one of them was the WWF Attitude Era fans.
Yeah.
On Facebook, and they come up with some decent things to talk about. You know, different memories. And,
not always, but yes.
Well, okay.
Oh, you're right.
Well, anyway, somebody mentioned, like I said, you mentioned him already, Jim Cornette, and they said, you know, he was asked, you know, like, I'm curious, you know, I have mine, but what are your opinions on this guy? And I basically said, you know, I have a love-hate. I want to say love. I'll say like and hate kind of relationship, kind of feeling towards Jim Cornette. He is cool at one moment.
Yeah.
He's an asshole at this moment.
Literally.
He, you know, he has an amazing wrestling mind. I won't take that away from him. He knows his shit.
Yes.
He can be a racist cunt at times.
Yes, he can.
He was a phenomenal wrestling manager in his day. You know, like I said, he really knows what he's doing, and he also loves to hear himself talk. You know, I'll listen to his podcast from time to time. You know, he'll have little snippets. Let me rephrase that. I'll listen to certain snippets of his podcast when he's talking about something I want to know about.
Yes.
You know, there'll be moments where I say, you know what, he's got a really good point about that. I didn't think about that. And there'll be other times I want to say, dude, just shut the fuck up. You're not even fucking relevant anymore.
Yeah.
You know? Because, as I said earlier, he's got a great wrestling mind. He knows his history. But at the same time, he's one of those motherfuckers who likes to hear himself talk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think he does,
you know,
too.
So I really have like a tolerable and intolerable feeling with Jim Cornette.
Yeah.
I know how you, Samielle, personally feel about him. You wouldn't piss on him if he was on fire, but you know.
I think you know. While I said I will agree to a Jim Cornette, you know, podcast interview by myself, I think my relationship with Corny would be the same thing as him with Vince Russo. If I would piss on his grave the moment that he died. He said that as well, I believe, in a book with Dutch Mantel. What was his name? Zeb Coulter in the WWE for you and I.
He said it on a fucking Dark Side of the Ring.
Yeah.
I will live long enough to piss on his grave. You know, my wife, she knows what to do if he dies first. If she doesn't do it, she's out of the will. And I'm like, dog, is it that fucking serious?
For Corny, it is. But the point being, if me and Cornette ever sat down and did a podcast interview where we talked about wrestling, me and him would probably be okay. Mm-hmm. I'm sure of it. But, you know, the moment that I'm like, dude, you need to shut the fuck up, I will probably, more than likely I'll call his ass on it. But, you know, Corny, you've made me laugh, you made me piss off, made me be pissed at you. But honestly, at the end of the day, if you died, with all due respect, I'd piss on your grave. And probably I'm not the only one who thinks that way.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, he said some things that have, you know, really irritated the fuck out of me. But at the same time, he said things that have made me laugh. Like, for example, he speaks the truth on this one. During the 90s, Shawn Michaels was a real asshole.
Yes, he was.
You know, he makes me laugh talking about that shit all the time. He said Brock Lesnar's wife, Sable, well, she was Sable at the time.
I think her name is Rena.
Well, whatever, you know, she was Sable at the time when she was a WWF.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, her name is Sable.
You know what I'm trying to say.
I know. Oh, okay.
Anyway, he went on and on about how she was one of the worst fucking divas to work with during that time because she didn't want to work with anybody. Well, she didn't like taking bumps.
I could talk about Sunny, but she always said that Cornette would call her an upfront cunt.
Which
And,
one, Sonny or Sable?
Sonny. Like, Sonny would say that Cornette would call me an upfront cunt. Sable was one of those, cunt behind your backs. Whether that may be true or not, it's kind of funny to hear that Sonny would basically call herself kind of a cunt.
Well, when you got the woman acknowledging that she's a cunt, what more fucking talking do you need to do?
Point being,
because I'm saying, like, that she said it herself. You know, her and Sean were Vince McMahon's quote it couple, and they weren't even a couple. They were his it man and it woman, his top man and top woman during that time.
Yes, they were.
Like, dude, she literally said, like, Vince would let them use Vince's personal office so they can go fuck.
Oh, that's funny. That's
I'm
actually
like,
funny, right?
bro.
But other than
Your
that,
boss is literally willing to get up out of his office because you feeling some type of way.
but other than that, Corny, you're quite a wrestling character, to say the very least. You are something.
Sonny had me like laughing and like turning my head sideways because I was listening to a You Shoot interview that she did. She's not attracted to black men. And I was like, well, but I had to listen to her whole story, because she would talk about some of like the black men that have tried it with her, and they some ugly motherfuckers. I'm sorry, Mike Tyson is an ugly motherfucker.
Fair.
You are
entitled.
Bo Ridley, like these some ugly beat up, field niggas.
You
that
are
trying to
entitled
get
to
on
your
to
opinion.
Now, I can kind of see that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just got, hit on by the wrong ones. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you got like a fucking rest in peace, like a Chadwick Boseman,
Boseman,
yeah, excuse me, or a Chris Brown or something, your opinion probably be different. I don't really give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? But still.
Yeah.
My point is, a lot of interviews, they have me laughing.
Magikk, any opinion about corny and whatnot?
Fuck corny.
Enough said. I think us three.
That's all that needs to be said.
I think us three basically say, corny, we piss on your grave just as much as you piss on his grave, on Vince Russo's grave. But nonetheless, again, my name is Samielle, representing 773 up in this biatch, and right now, and probably forever, I thank you all for listening to our podcast. That's been faithful, that's been loyal, that's been sharing. With that being said, like, share, and subscribe. And please, wash your hands, wash your face, wipe your ass. And eventually, I can't wait to see each and every one of you when the time comes.
Amen to that. Crizzy Cross 94, you know what I'm saying? Wishing you guys a very, very, very special Happy New Year. 2020 was many things. Most of them fucked up.
Yeah.
But 2021, new year, new opportunities. If you have New Year's resolutions, do your absolute best to stick by them and mean them.
Amen.
Because a lot of us, myself included, have made them, and we're still the same as we were last fucking year.
Indeed.
But that doesn't mean that's going to be a repeat of this year. So you know what? Live, learn, like, and most of all, love yourself.
I'm not really gonna switch shit from the intro like I usually do. That was a tribute to Brodie Lee, and I will keep that for the day. So
thank you again, Brodie Lee. I don't know how many times I gotta say it, but thank you.
R.I.P.
Yeah, thank you for everything.
You thank you for being there in my TV screens many a times and making me a fan.
Yeah, but with that being said, thank you for everything. Everybody else out there, please stay safe as always.
And I know we said it in episode 1. It's sparing to say something along the lines again. Hug your loved ones. Tell them that you love them. Tell them how much you mean to them, because tomorrow is not guaranteed.
Amen.
We learned that the other day.
Indeed.
Amen to that.
And we keep learning that every other day. But other than that, one love, guys. One love.
All right. Whatever. You fuckers stay safe. I love you all. And until next time.
One love.
Peace.